my name's Tia, and I'm one of the sales managers here at hubTGI Group. And we're a full managed solutions and services provider where we range in the entire IT and print and software spectrum. We help provide our customers secure document management, easy collaboration tools, and streamline their infrastructure.
My name is Errol Chapman, and I am the CFO of Enterprise Canada. I've been with Enterprise for over 16 years as a CFO. I've seen the company grow, and what we do is that we provide public affairs. We like to call it public affairs services. It was our initial kind of gamut of services, but then recently, with the introduction of the growth in the social media world and digital age, we have actually started a new company about a year or so ago called Creative Currency. So we're also a digital advertising agency, and that has been the core center of our new activities of recent. I think the world of businesses were not prepared for COVID, and we are no exception. I think it all came as a shock, and the transition that companies had to make, and we certainly was one of those companies. So people started working from home. As you know, we all started to kind of like hastily plan how are we going to do this work from home kind of a thing. And that involved a lot of things, putting not only our HR structure in place properly, but our IT structure. And with the world of hacking and all kinds of stuff, it was a huge challenge. And fortunately or unfortunately, at that time, we had a different service provider for IT services, and we realized how weak that was. So, the transition was really for working remote, from working in the office to the whole digital operations. And that really was the major challenge. People working from remotely now instead of meeting face to face, we had to deal with all those kinds of things. And it was a huge challenge initially, but I think we have successfully mastered it by partnering with different suppliers and also really working with our employees to really achieve success in that regard.
Well, I've been lucky enough and fortunate enough to be working with Errol for about 2 years now. And our partnership really originally started based off of the print services that they have with us through Xerox. And personally, beyond that, it ended up expanding into our managed IT support, cloud services, offsite backup and storage, and even now certain other possibilities in the realm of virtual desktops, maybe.
Yeah, so as I hinted before, the need to transfer from office work into remote working and the challenges that brought really opened our eyes to how weak our internal IT system was at the time and the one that we were using. So we had some security issues, to name a few. We had breaches in our security system. We had, because we were working on a server that wasn't set up properly by the old IT company. And we were having internet issues. There was a bunch of issues. We never had our system audited, our IT system audited. Those kind of challenges we actually had to solve immediately. And so I was in a panic mode and looking around for solutions. And hubTGI, I think they came into, I think Thea, her predecessor came in at the time to talk about the managed Xerox services. And then I did mention this, that, bypassing, and then so suddenly they jumped on it, and I didn't realize that they offered these kind of services. So I was very happy to listen to them. I think they thought they did a very great presentation, Michael and the team. And I was very confident that they would be able to provide us with the kind of services we need. And that's where we all started. For us, it really, really complemented our business operations and gave us the kind of peace of mind and streamlining our process. In our business, like I mentioned, we are in the public affairs business, and our clientele are huge. And, we work with some clients that I can't really mention, but they're in the financial sector that, security, internet security, And those kind of things are tantamount importance to them, and they're not going to work with you if you don't have. So we had to actually putting a completely new IT system. And we find that hubTGI to Advanced 2000 kindly brought that perfectly to the table. Their entire system of their SOFO software, for example, their SOFO software that they offered us that provided very strong security for our interaction with our clients. Really met those challenges. The moving off from the server environment to the cloud, and SharePoint also helped tremendously. They did an audit of our system, an IT audit. They identified weaknesses. They plugged those holes. Of course, everything costs money, but at the end of the day, when I compared the cost benefit analysis, it was definitely is something we needed to do. And comparative to other suppliers out there, they were not very costly. I can tell you that. So, I mean, I would just say that they were the perfect solution for us at the right time when we really needed it.
One of the things that really helped us solidify the partnership was, like Errol referred to earlier on, was the trust he had in our solution and in the knowledge that we had within the IT space. Knowing that he has a trustful relationship with a vendor who is looking out for their best interests, especially in regards to security, and wanting to make sure that their end clients are happy with their level of security and level of service that they're able to provide them. Myself, Sam, Michael, we keep a close relationship with Errol to make sure that we're there for whatever he needs, whether it's on the IT spectrum, on the print spectrum, or really anything else in between, and to provide consultation that they might need and bring forward solutions to them.
Yeah, and I want to add the very important thing here that's very important to this relationship. I think we came from an environment that had an IT provider who we didn't have the patience, or we never had a situation where we would have to open a ticket, for example, when we need IT services, right? Support. The guy always walks into our building and help us, and people became so comfortable with that. They trust that he's over their shoulder. So when Advanced 2000 came to the fore and we had to open ticket, it was a huge challenge for me, and says, oh my God, would people actually work with this? But what I find with Advance, what they did, they actually held our hand through the whole process. They made us embrace this whole new process of getting IT support with opening a new ticket. And I think everyone in the company, we're a company now of 50 plus employees, and everyone from the CEO right down is comfortable with starting a ticket when they need services, because these guys have been so good in terms of reaching out to us. The minute I have a problem and I send an email or I open a ticket, in less than 15 minutes, there is some kind of support calling me. And if I don't pick up the phone, they send me an email and then they call again. And Michael is always on the line when I have challenges and I'm screaming. And so, they're so much supportive. I can say that, they have, unlike, TSP spoke of Sam and how helpful he is as well, and he's always willing to jump in. So I think that also is very critical in customer support, and so that really was good. It was simple because I think they had a structured plan of implementation, which was very, very important, right? Like they assigned a project manager. And I always believe in project management and project manager, right? Like to streamline a process, especially when you're going to start something new. They actually smoothed the whole implementation process for us by starting with an IT audit, as I keep mentioning, because I think that was important to identify. And they were the only and first companies. We have changed about 3 IT companies over, as far as I can remember, over the years. So that's not bad considering we're in business for how many years, over 40 years, 30, 40 years. But what they have done is that by doing this audit, which was never done by any other IT company, they would have identified what was our problems and our weaknesses. And the good thing about it, they're able to identify issues before it actually occurred. right? So they're not post-mortem issues, they're actually preventative. They're very preventative in terms of their issue solving. So the whole process was quite fine. We worked with a project management team. They were on call with us every week. We had an IT team on our board or on our side, and we kind of like really worked through those challenges. We kind of give them our culture and how we like to operate. They took that, put it into their project plan, and implement it so that it became so smooth and embracing for everyone. And very importantly, our staff work 24/7. And I don't mean that in an exaggerated way. Like literally people in our company, because we believe in client service and we're servicing client all the time when they need us. And one of the things I mentioned, we're in the crisis management field. And crisis management we've had to do since COVID started to now. And people have been on call 24/7. And so they had to work around that 24/7 potential issues without disrupting our operations. So you could imagine what's going on, changing people's phones, every single thing, because we changed phone providers as well along this way. So I know I'm going on a lot, but I can't tell you how much easy and how good this process was for us. And but I really compliment them on the great work that they have done.